Hi, I'm Tinny from minibulldesign, and today I'm out here in the woodshed just looking over the velomobile and taking some measurements. Now, this morning I went out to the factory and worked out there quite a while. So let's go out there and see if I accomplished anything. Now, when I got up this morning, it was only 33 degrees. Right now it's warmed right up to 47. And as you can see behind me, it's a cold, overcast, fairly windy day. Not a good day for being outside unless you're doing something that's going to generate some body heat, like backpacking maybe, if you had the right clothes. So, I came out to the factory this morning. Today's Saturday, so I had the day off. Yeah, right. I actually took yesterday. Off, so I was feeling a little guilty today. So today I came out, and it was only like, I don't know, 6 or 8 orders on the books. I basically looked over what people ordered. And I came out and built a batch of 25 BIOS 5s. These are real popular. A lot of them go out in the 12 centimeter cook kits, and a lot of them go out by themselves, but I think more go out in the cook kits than go by themselves. And I just had a gentleman just email me now, just on my website. Does a lot of winter backpacking, just overnights. And he wanted a just dead simple, foolproof, ultralight stove to just boil water for coffee and for meals and stuff. So I told him I thought probably the most bulletproof, foolproof way would just be a BIOS. Because it has a primer wick, you wet the wick and light it, it'll preheat even in sub-zero temperatures. Without the primer wick, she's a little dicey. But with the primer wick, and I'd probably put a black spot underneath it to keep it off the snow if I was using it on the snow. Pretty foolproof, fairly low cost, nothing to go wrong. Put alcohol in it, wet the wick, light it, and stand back. So anyway, that is a very popular stove, and that's what I built this morning. 25 of those, and yeah, that took me a while. There's a lot of other stuff I've got to build too. Now, I took the M100s and M80s right out of the store for now because I didn't want people bugging me about them, because I don't really have time to build them right now. Once I get caught up and get things squared around here, I'll start building, maybe I'll start building M100s and M80s. To be perfectly honest, they're not that popular. I don't sell a lot of them. It may just be the price. They're kind of a novelty stove. I'm going to start building probably tomorrow. I think I'm going to build a batch of maybe stoves and get those going again. But there's lots of other things to build too. All my inventory is low, and if I ever get completely caught up, I'm looking at it right now, I've got some updates for the maybe stoves that fairly simple to do, and I'm going to start selling those. Now, once I got done here and burned myself out on running lathe and cutting cans and stuff, I went out to the shop and worked on my trike project. So let's go out there and see what I accomplished on that. Now, I came out today, and my project for today was to build the seat, or build the parts for the seat. You can't really put the bike together until you have the seat and figure out the angle on the seat and how far forward it's going to go. You can't judge the length of this until you take a seat stay, and I'll explain this in a minute, and set it on there and see where it's going to come. Now, I looked at a bunch of different high-performance trikes. The two I settled on are the Ice Trike Vortex, which they say is arguably the fastest recumbent trike in the world. The other trike I looked at and liked the seat on better because it was simpler, more my style, was the Cat Trike 700, which they say is arguably the fastest recumbent trike in the world. Sound familiar? Yeah. Anyway, so the Vortex, the seat is all rubber and plastic and carbon fiber, real high tech. And it's one of those seats that you don't sit in it, you kind of sit on it. It doesn't come up around, it's just right on your back like a place that wide. And to be perfectly honest, I don't like those seats because of being an old guy like me. I'm afraid I might slide sideways and fall right out of it. I like the Cat Trike 700 because it's a sling seat. It's got a lot of curves, but it's a sling seat, so you kind of set into it a little bit. And it's much easier to make. It's the same basic seat that's on my Velomobile and a bunch of my other trikes. And they make theirs non-adjustable, unlike the Vortex. And the backs of the stays go back and weld right to the non-adjustable, non-suspension right there. Basically, your bottom goes right here. I'll run you through this. Bottom goes here, legs go out over. Lumbar, shoulder blades, and then your head is right here. And the wheel is not that far from your head. You lay down at like 25 degrees. So it's set on the bike basically like this, and then that welds right there. Non-adjustable, no suspension. Super simple, super lightweight. So that's what I ended up doing when I bent these two. They're supposed to be the same. And two of the back braces. They're all a half-inch conduit. And yeah, they're a bear to bend, but you only have to do it once. So that's cool. So that's where I am on that. And in the next few days, I should put the seat together and mount it on this so I can figure out where everything goes. So, it was cold out here. I was working and my hands, I had to keep going in the house warm up, so that's crazy. So, I fired up my stove back there, and it's probably 80 in here right now. A little warm. I'm not going to hang around in here too much longer. That stove even shut back. It's just way too much stove for a little 14 by 24, 7.5 foot ceiling shop. Just way too much stove. But better warm than cold. I can always open the door. I want to tell you one other quick thing that I did yesterday that I find comical. I had a bike here with a 3-piece crank in it, and I was had it in the vise and hit it with a hammer to dislodge the shaft. And when I did, I haven't got one yet. When I finally did dislodge it, bam! It dislodged and went right through the window. You can see the hole in the window, and landed out there in the dooryard somewhere. Just as smooth as silk, just like you fired a gun. That was one of those learning experiences. I'm Tinny from minibulldesign. Get out and hike. Take a friend, enjoy the great outdoors, and more important than anything, try to have some fun today, try to have a really great day. Bye-bye.